Despite a limited crowd in attendance during President Biden's first joint address to Congress, our next guest was one of the few lawmakers there in person.
Arizona Congressman Andy Biggs joins us now with his take on the big speech. Congressman, good to see you this morning. Thank you for being here.
Thanks, Jillian. Good to be with you.
So can you give us a little color about what it was like to be there before you break down kind of the nuts and bolts of the speech? Because there were very few people who were able to be there.
Yeah, it was very different than last year when President Trump came in and the energy was palpable in that room. Last night, because there were just a handful of us, really, 200, you just didn't have that same feel, that same energy, that same excitement that we had the year before. And then, they're two very different speakers, and President Trump is very dynamic and exciting, and President Biden was more methodical and not as dramatic or energetic. Right. So it was quite interesting that way. Look, I had a whole row to myself, and so. And when he says hope over fear, nothing quite says we're not going to be afraid anymore, like basically evacuating the House floor and keeping just a few of us in there.
Before we get into what you did not like in the speech, was there anything that you did like in the speech?
Yeah, I actually thought some of the stuff he did was right on the money. I mean, when he started talking about ending forever wars and getting us out of Afghanistan, I think that was good. I'm in total agreement with that. When he started talking about we have to be competitive with China, and when he started talking about we need to buy America and support America, I thought those things on a narrative messaging point that was right on the money. However, his policy statements affiliated with those things are dubious whether he really was sincere about those statements that I think 90% of Americans agree with.
You know, something that a lot of people didn't necessarily like was that he didn't address the border crisis. And I don't know if you're shaking your head as if you agree. I want to pull up this for people to take a look at home. And this is from Senator Mark Kelly, who is a Democrat from Arizona, saying, quote, "What I didn't hear tonight was a plan to address the immediate crisis at the border, and I will continue holding this administration accountable to deliver the resources and staffing necessary for a humane, orderly process as we work to fix our immigration system." Your thoughts on what he had to say, Senator Kelly had to say, and your overall thoughts on the fact that the president didn't address this?
Well, first, with Senator Kelly's statement, he conflates two issues that are very different. He says he wants to work on fixing the immigration system. Okay, that's fine. We can work on that. But that's actually separate from the border issue, which is overwhelmingly large. And Senator Kelly's kind of missed a point there. And he's missing in action just as much as President Biden was last night in his speech. In that speech, I had hoped that President Biden would talk about doing policies that actually have worked, like the Remain in Mexico policy, the agreements with the Northern Triangle states, the border fencing that was working so well and can be completed. We already have the funding for that. I had predicted he wouldn't say anything because that is the worst crisis that America's facing today. He mentioned so many other crises, but that is really the worst crisis that we have to get a handle on. And I was sorely disappointed that the president did not take that on in his speech last night.
Congressman, in the minute we have remaining, President Biden spent most of that address, as you know, pitching that $1.8 trillion American jobs plan, promising that the middle class will not pay for it. Isn't that misleading, though? Aren't we all going to pay for this in some way?
Absolutely, we sure are. Look, you can't throw $6 trillion in spending out the door as quickly as they want to do. And when our income, our revenue, even with the small, well, not small, but with the tax increases that they're proposing, we just don't have the money for that. And so not only are our taxes going to go up, they're going to have to go up across the board probably if you're going to really impose that. And don't forget all the programs that they've got that are going with that. They're going to start taking care of kids at age 3. They're going to give them free college. He's going to give you free health care and expand Medicare to more people. All of those things are expensive, and what does the government do to get money? They raise revenue through taxation. That's what's going to have to happen. It's misleading totally. But that's where he is.
Real quick, we have 10 seconds before our show ends. What did you think of Senator Scott's rebuttal?
I thought he did a great job. I thought, I give him 100%.
Okay. Congressman Andy Biggs, thank you very much for joining us. We really appreciate your time.
Thank you.